If you want real stories, real issues, and powerful insights, you're in the right place. Let's dive in. What would you do for money? Would you betray a friend, a stranger, or even your own family? This is the chilling story of a young woman, Lebogang Prudence Lediga, who was murdered in a brutal and calculated act, allegedly orchestrated by the very person who was supposed to protect her. A case so disturbing, it shocked South Africa and left an entire courtroom in disbelief. Lebogang Prudence Lediga was a young woman with a whole life ahead of her. At just around 20 years old, she was full of potential, dreams, and a future that was meant to be long and fulfilling. But on the night of May 28, 2020, her life was cut short in the most tragic and heartbreaking way. On that evening, a man named Ngoako Japhter Mabetlela, 34 years old at that time, arrived at her home in Limpopo, South Africa. What happened next was later sent shockwaves through justice system. According to court proceedings, Mabetlela strangled Lebogang to death inside her own home. It was not a random act. It was not a crime of passion. It was planned. But the story doesn't end there. In a horrifying twist, it was revealed in court that the killing was allegedly carried out at the request of Lebogang's own mother, someone who carried her for 9 months. Yes, her mother. Reports revealed that the motive behind this cruel act was financial gain from an insurance payout. The mother, driven by money, allegedly arranged for her daughter to be killed. This revelation left many questioning how something so dark could happen within a family. As police began investigating the incident, the truth slowly started to emerge. Evidence pointed toward a premeditated murder. Investigators uncovered that the accused had acted in exchange for money, and that the killing was not a spontaneous act, but a planned execution. The case was taken to the Polokwane High Court in Limpopo, where the evidence was presented before the judge. During the trial, the prosecution argued strongly against the accused. They emphasized that the murder was painful and deliberate. It was carefully planned. The accused had an opportunity to report the crime but chose not to. Instead, he allegedly proceeded because of his financial interest. The National Prosecuting Authority stated that there were no substantial or compelling reasons for the court to reduce the sentence. But the case did not end with the killer alone. Lebogang's mother, the alleged mastermind behind the plan, was also brought to justice. She pleaded guilty and was sentenced to 20 years in prison for her role in the murder of her own daughter. This case leaves us with a painful and unsettling question. How far can greed push a person? A life was lost, a family was destroyed, and all for money. Lebogang Prudence Lediga's story is a tragic reminder of how dangerous human greed can be, and how justice, no matter how delayed, will eventually catch up.